Hey everyone, Ryan here. Welcome to episode 10 of A Practical Guide to the Tower. The previous episodes in this series, I've been trying to target it more towards the early stage of progression in this game. And so what I thought I would do today is to talk about, mid-game progression, and specifically with respect to version 27, which has just been launched. So I think it's going to be a pretty exciting episode. On the surface, it might look like there isn't much for mid-game progression. However, I do think that there are several items that are worth considering if you are a mid-game player. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's get started. Right, so let's begin by talking about the notable changes, I guess, for mid-game players in version 27. The first thing to note is that from tier 14 and above, there is the enemy level skip battle conditions as well as the fleets enemy types. So EOS, we all know how powerful EOS is. It just got nerfed a little bit, which means that for all intents and purposes, our runs are not going to last as long. Right now, as you can see, I'm farming tier 16. I typically, before the patch, would have farmed up to about wave 6000. Now, with the introduction of ELS in this new version 27, I'm lucky to get to wave 4700. But that is not entirely a bad thing. There's some changes to coins and so on, which allows me to sort of gain more coin than before. However, you can see that it significantly affects your wave count just having EOS reductions, and so making the transition into tier 14 is probably going to take a bit more work. Now, the introduction of the fleet enemies, there's 3 types. The commander is basically just a glorified protector. You just need to kill it. The overcharge enemy is really annoying. I think most people whom I've spoken to would say that enemy is the run killer. If it pops out later on in the run, yeah, I do die from it. But right now, I think in my stage of progression, it's mostly the bosses that get me still. That said, it's still a very dangerous enemy. And it does require us to have damage to be able to kill it as quickly as possible. Now, the saboteur enemy is the last type of fleet. Basically, what it does is if your wall is down and it flies to where my frog is over here, what I'll see in my ultimate weapons tab is that it's going to GTA one of my boxes here. So one of these boxes is just going to turn gray with the word disabled, right? And basically what it means is that my tower is not benefiting from that particular ultimate weapon. Now, the next notable change is that we have a new card, the Area of Effect card. It's good to have. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, it's not the end of the world, but we might as well just unlock our cards. Otherwise, we get that very annoying mission every fortnight. The next one is the Assist module unlocked, which is unlocked at tier 19, wave 40. And finally, I think the most notable change for most people would be the bot bonuses and durations buffs, as well as the black hole changes. But at least in tier 13 and below, we don't really have like special types of enemies, so it's not really a big deal. Past tier 14, the black hole buff now allows us to get the coin multiplier from any enemy that is killed within the black hole, whether it's affected by the black hole effect or not. Now, my take on version 27 as far as the mid-game goes is that damage and coin is still the way to go. Maybe there would be other people that disagree, but I mean, I'm just presenting what I think about the game. So hybrid to me still has a place, but it's very much later on in the game, way beyond where I'm at. And the reason for that is because this overcharged enemy over here, we have to kill it as quickly as possible. So what that tells me is that I need to really focus on damage as much as possible, and only when I have the luxury of stones and time at the end would I actually focus on hybrid. So right, anyway, onto the meat and bones of today's video. It's talking about transitioning past tier 11. So based on the changes that we have experienced in version 27, I think the main thing is that RPC Plus is going to be even more beneficial than before because of the submodule types. It does not mean that you have to go ahead and just unlock every assist module as quickly as possible. However, not having RPC Plus unlocked is going to net you less shard types of each module type every day. So the longer you have it not unlocked, the further behind you fall in terms of your progress. So what I would say is, as soon as you unlock card masteries, just unlock RPC Plus. So it might be tempting to think about, well, I want to unlock damage for extra damage and so on. At base level, most masteries do not provide much benefit, and at the end of the day, we are playing a resource accumulation game. So I think it's better to just work on the foundations, work on the basics first, and eventually when you get to a point where you have the luxury of stones and so on, you can then dabble with the other stuff. So yeah, step 1, unlock RPC Plus as soon as possible. Now once you unlock it, if you have been following the series, you will probably not be at Ultimate Weapon Plus level yet, and that is perfectly fine. At base level, I think RPC Plus is going to give you about 200 to 250 of each type, maybe less. It's a couple of hundred of each shard type every day. So you still benefit from that. Your module levels will take along nicely. But what you want to do is to funnel all your stones into GT Plus if you already have it. If you don't already have it, then funnel all your stones into acquiring GT Plus. And you want to funnel, the question is how many stones should you actually funnel into GT Plus? I would say just funnel everything into GT Plus. If you have spare stones, you want to put it into duration and so on, that's fine as well. But we are going to be coin constrained for a very long time. And the aim of funneling all your stones into GT Plus is so that you can earn enough coin to eventually start labbing up your RPC Plus and just perma-lab it until it's gold boxed. Now this is where I think it's going to differ. My advice is going to differ from previously. Back then, I would have said after you've gotten your RPC Plus, start unlocking your damage ultimate weapons, plus intro sprint, plus wave accelerator. Instead, what I would suggest now is to instead take a step back from the damage for an additional month. And why I say a month is because if you can perma-lab one mastery, it takes about a month to complete the mastery. In terms of the coin requirements, you need about 1.5 little Q coin a day to be able to perma-lab one mastery. Now back in version 26, I would have said go for damage demon mode first, just so you get extra damage and your tournament results start performing better and so on. But right now, given the importance of coin as well as the new content that has been launched, I think it's better to take 1 month off from damage first, unlock coin mastery, and funnel all your coin into labbing that mastery, and any extra coin that you get into ELS Plus and Coin Plus. Now the reason for this is because I'm just using my own experience from this. Before I completed Coin Mastery, I was able to let, I think, one mastery, maybe every other day I could get a second mastery in. And it was very slow in terms of the overall progress. And that is fine if card masteries were the latest development in the game. However, when I completed my coin mastery, I was able to permanently lap 5 masteries at one go. And this was at, I think tier 12 farming. So coin mastery gives you a very nice multiplier on your coin. It basically brings this up from 1.45 I think to 1.89, so you get the extra coin multiplier, which eventually helps with your coin gain. And it might not seem like a very big amount, but it certainly helped me a lot, and so I would certainly suggest that to anyone. Now if you get spare coin from this, funnel all your coin into your enemy level skip plus enhancements, just to prepare yourself for tier 14 when your enemy level skips take a hit. If you have spare coin after that, pump it into coin plus, the coin enhancement, just so that your econ is as strong as possible. Now at this stage you will notice that I didn't say anything about lap speeds, right? I think at this stage of progression, the more important thing to focus on would be on coins instead of cells. And the reason for that is twofold. Number one, masteries at ×4 speed is going to take about 28, 30 something days, 31 days or something. At 5 speed, maybe it takes you like 28, 27 days. So if you are able to 5x your mastery, of course that is good, but it bumps up your coin requirements. And typically if you're struggling for coin, you probably want to hold off a little bit on the lap speed, and just have enough lap speed to run everything at ×4. It's not going to hold back your progress by too much. After that, after you have completed your coin mastery and it's maxed out, you can then focus on unlocking all the ultimate weapons that you need to make the tier 14 transition. And basically that entails the 5 following ultimate weapons: damage plus, demon mode plus, super tower plus, intro sprint plus, and wave accelerator plus. Hopefully by now your coin economy is strong enough, and that's going to allow you to permanently lap all of these masteries. If it's not, no big deal. Lap whatever you can. And I think at this stage you will probably be very sick of bouncing between legends and champs, so maybe you might want to focus on the damage side of things a little bit more before you go into intro sprint and wave accelerator. Now at this stage, after you've unlocked your ultimate, your card masteries, you probably want to develop a second ultimate weapon, a second damage ultimate weapon I should say. I'm quite sure most people would have Chain Lightning, so if you have decided that you wanted to go with Poison Swamp, then develop your Poison Swamp a little bit. If you decided that you want to go with Smart Missiles, develop your Smart Missiles a little bit. Bear in mind that the way Poison Swamp works, I guess, sort of requires you to have more CF priority later on in the game, just so that you can spin your enemies to get them into the swamp to benefit from its damage. So that is something that you might want to consider. With Smart Missiles, you can probably hold off on Chronophil Plus for a little bit longer. Now that being said, Poison Swamp Plus is really powerful, at least in version 26. We are still yet to see how good Smart Missiles is in this patch, but based on version 26, I think most people would be leaning more towards Poison Swamp. Now the reason why you want to develop a second ultimate weapon is in case you run into a Saboteur enemy in tier 14 and it latches onto your tower. Your Chain Lightning is in the event that it gets disabled, it's not going to do anything. So you need another source of damage to be able to address that specific enemy type. Now, at this stage, after you have developed your second ultimate weapon, probably what you would want, you will probably be able to be in tier 14 at this stage, I should mention. You now want to then funnel your stones into GT Plus and or your generator assist, but I would say go more into GT Plus. Try to get it, just bite the bullet and get it to GT 14. At the same time, you probably also want to work on always having at least one or maybe two masteries in your labs. So some of the good ones that come to mind for me would be Berserker Ultimate Crit. This is for extra damage. Nuke and Slow Aura would probably be useful because at some point ray enemies will get you. Cash Mastery becomes really, really important after all of that because of the assist modules requiring us to reroll our modules a lot more. So if you haven't already gotten it, then probably it's a good time to pick it up. Enemy balance so that you can make your laps go a bit faster, that's also good. Extra orb for extra econ. And yeah, I think that brings you to where I'm at. Now, it's not mandatory that you lap all of these masteries at one go. Some people certainly do that, but I think I'm sort of a player that I like to have a little bit of balance. So labbing 5 masteries, although your progression goes up very quickly, I probably would only do it that once where we have Damage Demon Mode, Super Tower, Introspring, and Wave Accelerator. And yeah, so once you have started work on those masteries, start labbing those masteries up 1 or 2 at a time. Funnel all your stones into GT Plus. You could choose to unlock the generator assist module, but I think GT Plus just is so much more coin overall. And also don't forget that if you do unlock a generator assist module, you probably would have to split your module shards across the two modules. And at least where I'm at, I was at level 213 for my generator module. I was able to take out 3 levels from it to put it into my Singularity Harness for the sub-module effect. And you can see that the extra coin bonus is actually not very high. GT Plus is probably going to give you a lot more value based on this number over here. So it's a 3.6% increase in coin, which is not negligible, but I think GT Plus each level is about 25%. So probably it would be more value for stones to focus onto GT Plus. Now, why so much emphasis on GT Plus? The reason is because when we get to tier 14 and above, battle conditions are actually a thing. So there is this lab which is really good. It unlocks at tier 18 wave 1000. Now if you have all of those damage ultimate weapons, all those extra coin that you're getting, you can funnel it into ELS Plus, and you should be making nice progress on tier 14. In your tier 18 milestones, I wouldn't even be surprised if you could also clear the tier 18 wave 1000. And once you get this battle condition reduction lab, that's where it makes things a bit easier, because you see this 20% reduction in battle condition effects. When I look at my heat conditions over here, for instance, enemy level skip, it's now subtracted by 6%, which is 20% less than it would otherwise be. And so with the extra coin that you get from GT Plus, you will be able to lab up that lab. And not to mention, even if you unlock your generator assist modules, the subsequent labs that are attached to it are very expensive. As you can see over here, what is it, 211 Q to begin with. I can't even afford it at this stage. So one lab that would be useful if you have the spare labs slot for it in the meantime would be the labs coin discount. And if you could lab this up, I guess it would certainly save you a lot of coin in the long run. Alright, so hopefully that gives you a better idea of how to go about making the transition past tier 11. If you found the content useful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you wish to support the channel, there is a content creator code that I've gotten recently. And thank you very much to everyone who has been so generous with your support. Yeah, it's a shame that I can't see who or the player IDs of the players to thank them personally. But just know that I'm very grateful for all of your support. Right, I think that's about all that I have for this particular video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.